Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Irish Fantasy Punts. Dan, Jamie, Shane with you for another fantastic episode of fantasy football. How was the weekend?
Uneventful after the last one.
Nice, quiet, adult tea, if that's a word.
I wouldn't even call mine adulty. I sat at home and watched The Office all weekend.
That seems pretty adulty.
Got like 3 takeaways over the weekend, man.
Just
like
for
it.
background, for anyone who didn't know, we went out drinking for a weekend solid because we had a holiday over here in Ireland, and it turned into
A 4-day
3
binge.
4-day binge, and then 3 crippled men who couldn't function until I wasn't like we stopped drinking on Tuesday, so Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And I wasn't right until Sunday. I still wasn't able to move.
Yeah, I did. I think I was the only one who actually took off till Friday. I went in Friday, but I think the rest of you all went in Thursday.
I went in fucking Thursday. It was the worst
Yeah,
idea of my
fuck.
life.
Should have seen me Thursday, man. I was still curled up in the ball.
Oh, my God.
I was
I tried.
crippled.
I had to do like a training session for an hour on Thursday, and I just sat down. I said, please don't ask any questions because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing here.
Yeah, Thursday morning I had 3-hour-long meetings straight away first thing after a bender for 4 days. I was like, oh my God, staring at the laptop. No way I was present in any of those meetings. The worst thing was I ran one of them.
At least you're only sitting at laptops, I suppose. When I went in Friday, I was shook, but I was like, we had to go in and we had to pull 185's cables. They're big, fat cables. They're about that size, like, and we had to pull them in and try to bend them and manipulate them in the cold. Was not fun. The sweat, man. I just started sweating like just so bad when I was starting to do it, and you could smell the beer coming off me still. Bear in mind, I had about fucking 4 showers since the last pint, and I was still pumping through me after as soon as I did a bit of work. I was like, this is not good.
Here, I have a fun little side intro game for you guys. So, just for anyone listening or watching, we didn't. I haven't told the lads about this. So, if you were to pick a movie, just a random movie, Jamie, off the top of your head.
Oh dear God! Pick any movie.
Any movie.
Any movie. Jesus. Oh God. What did I watch recently?
Remember, this is an audio podcast, so hurry up.
Yeah.
It's me, like pressure. You go scary movie, so watch that.
All right, scary movie. So replace 2 of the characters with 2 NFL personalities, and how is the movie different? So my example would be, say you had Toy Story, but you replaced Buzz and Woody with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Imagining those 2 playing out the roles.
But then it just becomes like a creepy drama murder film.
Who murdered who?
Well, Bill definitely killed Tom by the end of it, man.
100%, yeah.
Woody was annoying as a kid, you love Woody, but now you look back at it, you're like, when you really look back at it, you're like, Buzz was annoying as fuck at the start of it, but at the end of it, Woody was just a fucking annoyance.
Because he was scared being left behind.
Yeah. So was Tom of retiring, and Bill was trying to get rid of him out the door. So when Buzz couldn't get rid of Woody, Bill killed Tom.
Great example.
Woody wasn't getting put back together in the second one if Bill was around.
Maybe the best way to do this then would be to pick a Pixar movie. So say you had Up. What 2 NFL personalities you put into Up?
Oh, Jesus.
So you're basically replacing the dog and you're replacing the old man.
Why can't we replace Kevin?
Who was Kevin? Oh, the
was
bird?
The big weird bird, yeah.
Right, replace Kevin.
That's Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson and Robert
He got
Saleh.
the hair for it, yeah. Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson. Aaron Rodgers just tried to shunt him away with his little walking stick. Come back. Then he just learns to love him eventually because his ACL got torn up.
All right, do one more then. Can we think of another Pixar movie off the top of our heads? Actually, no. Let's go Shrek. Shrek 1. So you have Shrek and Donkey.
Shrek and Donkey. We will go with.
I feel like for Shrek
You-
and Donkey, you need like a quarterback and a running back pairing, or a quarterback and a wide
I-
receiver.
I would have went with like a good old lineman and a famous quarterback, same team.
Yeah, it's hard with Donkey because you kind of need someone who has a bit of personality for Donkey. Don't like. I feel like Donkey would be Jamal Williams, but I can't think of anyone good to put with Jamal Williams.
Ryan Juszczyk. Or no, go on.
No, I was going to say there's not many characters really in the NFL at the minute. Like you could like Kelsey and Mahomes, but even they're not even that. I think Shrek and Donkey is a high bar.
Yeah. No, who's the there was one. There's one old lineman there, or is he D lineman? D lineman, I think, actually for Miami. He's real loud and outgoing, but I can't think of his name. Can't think of his name now. And I was only watching. I actually was watching a TikTok on him. He was mic'd up the other day.
No, I can't. I can't think. of
No,
off
I
the top of
can't
my
think of it either. Top of my head, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah, it's very difficult at the minute. I just don't feel like there's anyone who's incredibly like. Remember, did you see Marshawn at the weekend actually on the pirate boat?
No.
Yeah, he was dressed up as a pirate on the Buccaneers pirate boat. There was a
You
true
gotta
entertaining man.
You gotta love Marshawn Lynch, man. What a legend. The whole clip with him with Richard Sherman when they're on the Seahawks. He's like, "Hey man, what do you do for Thanksgiving?" And he's like, "I'm giving out turkeys in the hood." Richard Sherman's like, "Oh, bet I'll come with you." And he's like, "Oh, you go to give out turkeys in the hood? I go support my community." Walking up the sideline eating is so funny, man. He's just a legend.
When did Marshawn turn into a prospector from the 1800s?
I don't know. That's how he sounded on it. Look up the video.
Does he off? It was borderline racist, but it's okay.
Let's get into
I'm
the
just
studs.
here. Don't get fined.
Let's get into the studs of this week, and surprising names here in the studs at the quarterback position. But Joshua Dobbs, take a bow, no practice, QB1 for the week, 25.9 points.
Yeah, you were definitely looking at the wrong week.
I don't think so. Who's on your list?
CJ Stroud with 50.8 points.
Why does this always do this to me?
I don't know.
Because availables turned on. That's why we got it.
That'll be the one there then.
Still not even fucking doing it right for me. Anyway, let's talk about CJ Stroud while I try and fix this.
Yeah, first ever rookie quarterback to do that. I think, isn't it? 470 pass yards, 5 touchdowns, insane passer rating of 147.8. I think that's the perfect passer rating. That was an outstanding weekend for him, and it was probably one of the more entertaining games to watch as well at the weekend.
As a rookie, he's just impeccable. Like surely he only gets better from here. You know, he's definitely he's definitely a playable player now from here on out. He's not going to kill you.
No, but sure. I think we said that like week 3, didn't we? We thought like he was well streamable after like week 2, week 3. He was putting in some good performances. Nico Collins, Tank Dell helped out big time, but the Houston are a different team. Damian Pierce's production has gone down, and the wide receivers of the quarterback have gone way up.
I have my list here. So Stroud, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Joshua Dobbs as number 6.
Yep.
It wasn't a very high score, apart from Stroud and Prescott. It wasn't very high scoring at the quarterback position this week, so you probably didn't lose your matchup based on your quarterback anyway. Running backs, Rashad White out of nowhere. Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, Ramondre Stevenson, Austin Eckler, and Keaton Mitchell running himself onto the top of everyone's waiver wire.
Hey, you mentioned 6 quarterbacks. Now mentioned 6 running backs.
Oh, Derrick Henry was number 6.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if you're going to go with 6 first, you gotta go with 6 seconds.
To be fair, Dobbs deserves that call out. You know, like, he really thinks, to be fair to him.
Derrick Henry could get 3 points and he'd deserve a call out. He's the fucking king.
Let's move on. The wide receivers. Tank Dell, Noah Brown, 2 Houston receivers at the top of the list. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, incredible stuff, really. Like, those Texans wide receivers are all becoming very playable, aren't they? You know, like, Collins seems to be kind of going down a bit at this point. Tank Dell seems to be more of an option there now.
Yeah, annoyingly, I dropped Tank Dell a couple of weeks ago because I was forced to by waiver wires and injuries all over my team. So I couldn't. I needed a player, so I had to drop Tank Dell and CJ Stroud going into their bye weeks. And of course, they got picked up instantly, and of course, they exploded coming off of their bye weeks. So you can tell I'm very happy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I was just gutted I missed the CJ Stroud pick up.
Well, I have Nico Collins, and you're watching them just throw the ball to everybody else. And,
he caught a touchdown, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he got like 12 points, and the 2 boys between them got, what, 50?
Yeah, but that's all right. Like, so, beggars can't be choosers, man. No, be happy with your 12.
Well,
that was
a good result. Oh, like.
I don't think there is a wide receiver one there. I think that's why Houston are so dangerous, though. Like, that's why their pass attack has worked so well this year. Is that, like, I really don't see. I think he was maybe for about 2-3 weeks. He was getting most of the targets, but it just looks like if Stroud is on, he's just going to throw it to whoever he feels like throwing it to. Like, I don't think you can bank on a number one there.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like Tank Dell will probably emerge as that going forward now in the next few weeks, but at the same time, I think there's plenty of points to go around. So says Mr. Dalton Schultz, the number 1 tight end of the week. Taysom Hill, number 2. Cole Kmet, Cade Otton, and Jake Ferguson finishing out the top 5.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill really, really showing up to be a plague for people now, isn't he?
He's doing his thing again.
Yeah. Usually be a week or 2 of it, though. He's consistently done this now. What is it, 3 or 4 weeks? He's had good weeks.
It could be the Gabe Davis effect, though, where he lures you in again and then screws you.
Yeah, 100% is the Gabe Davis thing. Like,
but they seem to be putting him in on a lot of passing downs as well. Like he's throwing the ball a bit more. Like I think on red zone there, I seen him throw the ball 3 or 4 times, like in the red zone. I was like, what? Where's Derek Carr?
But like, if you have to like Taysom Hill, why not use him like that? Like, every time he gets the ball, he's dynamic. He's a good runner. He's a good catcher. He's a good thrower. Like, why not use him? Like, makes no sense why they don't use him.
And like 9 times out of 10, when you see him in the backfield, I think teams assume you're going to do some sort of a QB draw and run with Taysom Hill. So when he drops back to pass, you're probably going to have someone open relatively quick because they're probably going to blitz you as soon as they see him in the backfield.
Defenses, the Chargers played the Jets and absolutely hammered them last night. So that was 30 points. The Colts had 27 points. Maybe target Bryce Young. The Browns, they played Clayton Tune in Arizona, so that was to be expected. The Raiders played Danny DeVito, so it's basically, if you didn't have a quarterback, the defense against them did pretty well.
Yep.
The Vegas Raiders had 20 points playing against the Giants, and then Baltimore Ravens absolutely shellacked the Seahawks, getting 16 points for their defense. That was a strange one, that game, because it just... I turned on Red Zone a little bit late, but by the time I turned it on, the game was already over.
That was run away from early on. They just couldn't really get at and going, but Baltimore's defense looks outstanding. Like they don't give you a chance at all early. You just have to play extremely well to beat them. Like I think even on a bad day, that Ravens defense is going to be tough to beat. Like
they're like an outside shot at the Super Bowl now, like, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. It's nice to see because so far everyone's talking Eagles and say Chiefs, but like from what I watched of the Eagles, the 3 or 4 full games I've watched of them this year, they've gotten a lot of calls going their way. Same with Kansas City. Like you see it every week with Kansas City. There seems to be a call or two that is like flagrantly bad. Like, and it shows up on Twitter. It shows up on TikTok. It just, you see it with Kansas City more than any other team. But the Eagles are getting like that as well. They're getting a lot of calls going their way, which is favored their record. Like the Cowboys should have beaten them at the weekend. They touchdown scrubbed off that, in my opinion, should have been a touchdown. The rule makes no sense the way it is.
We're gonna have to cut you off here, Shane.
No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go down into that. But like, it's just the Eagles' record. I think is a bit skewed. That tush push has saved them a lot, but I'd like to see the Ravens get into the mix a bit more. That they should be talked about more. Even Cleveland with their defense, man. Cleveland's defense is keeping them in games. They can make the playoffs. They might make a good push in the playoffs as well.
Kicker of the week.
Kick of the week. Oh, it's Younghoe Koo. Oh, he's our kicker of the week.
Really, really bordering on the racism again there.
Yeah, it's Young Weku, but not Yuhuku.
Like, that's not racist. It's just mispronounced, you know? Oh yeah, move on.
Yeah, but it was the accent, man. It was the accent.
It's my tip accent, like it's not trying to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Panthers at the Bears, 1-7 versus 2-7. Someone has to score some points somewhere.
No, they don't.
The defenses get to score some points.
Yeah, Bears defense. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It depends if Fields is back, I suppose.
Well, they have to get Montez Sweat in now. He's 2 weeks now inside the building. He'll be he's after getting his new deal with them. They're after extending him, so maybe he might disrupt a bit more than what Bryce Young was hoping to get against a weak Bears team. But I'd say you could fire up Chuba Hubbard maybe. If Justin Fields is playing, you're firing him up. Adam Thielen. There's a few players in the game, not many, but there is a few that you could shoot on in there.
Yeah, like if Fields is back, like it's probably a good game for DJ Moore again. You know, he's been quite unlucky.
Did you see his fumble? Or his catch and fumble?
Yeah, I saw that right. Happened to a few of my players this week.
A few fumbles. The running backs for the Panthers, like Hubbard and Sanders, like I don't really want to play either of them if I can avoid it. It looks like go on, Jamie.
You could drop the two of them at this point. I wouldn't be comfortable playing any of them. I don't think anyone's going to pick them up.
Dan has Ingram in his starting lineup at the minute, man. Like you could not drop a running back that is projected to get 9 points in this league of ours.
Yeah, but he's not going to get 9 points, probably. Like
no, he might get 7 though. That's better than like the 2 or the 1 that Ingram's going to get.
We'll take it back. Here, probably has a chance, but yeah, look, I think you're playing it was a not a nice feeling. Let's just say
not a nice feeling.
So I like it.
Speaking of feelings, Adam Thielen.
He's rolling with it, man.
Yeah, it's slowing is the only issue. Are you worried about the slowing?
Since the bye week, it hasn't been as high, but like they haven't been going to him as much either. They've been spreading it around a bit more. Like it
to nobody.
They looked their best when they were given the ball. Thielen is the only one on that team that's looked dangerous. So like, it seems fairly simple. Just get back to giving the ball to Thielen, and you might win a game or two more. Because it's not exactly like they're tanking to get Farley. So unless they're saying Harrison's going to be the number 2 pick, but you could afford to win another game or two if that's the case, if you're going for him.
Adam Thielen or DJ Moore in the same matchup?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore, I would go Thielen, I would have thought this. So to say DJ Moore or let's say Michael Thomas against the Vikings.
Michael Thomas.
I'll go Moore.
Yeah, but you're the Moore owner. I'm not picking Moore at really any point. Yeah, I'm not, I'm just not like.
No, but Moore's been doing okay even with the really crap quarterback play. You know.
Badgett has done a good job. I thought, man. I thought he was doing all right for them.
Yeah, but then Moore's like he's the only one with a talent there. To be honest, like they get the ball to him, he's dangerous.
Would you go Moore or Garrett Wilson against the Raiders?
You can go Moore.
You're
Garrett
very
Wilson's
high on
still been
Moore.
doing all right. Yeah.
I'm just going to stick there.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep winning at this point. That's proving the
You
point.
Talk about me being a homer, man. Like, look at this guy.
Christian McCaffrey or DJ Moore all day.
Give me more.
Shut up, Dad.
he's totally going to get like nothing this week now. What?
Yeah, well, I was expecting that kind of anyway.
So if Justin Fields, is it fit? Are you playing him?
Yeah, I think so. If Fields comes back, you're playing him. Well, I am anyway. Jordan Love is ass.
You have him.
Jordan Love is there too, but I'm not playing him anymore.
No. Yeah,
Would you play him, or would you play someone like Geno? And Geno had Geno's matchup there, the Washington Commanders.
Geno's been too bad this year, man. He just hasn't he's been okay NFL wise, but like for fantasy, he just hasn't been relevant at all this year. I think he's had one game over 20 or 2 games over 20 all season. Like you're taking the boom bust of Justin Fields over that. Like you're taking the chance of getting a 30, 40 point game or getting a 6-point game. Because with Geno, you're probably only going to get between 7 and 15 anyway.
Jamie, any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think if he plays, you play him. Like this is probably the most favorable matchup you'll get from the Bears all year. If you have Fields and he is playing, just put him in. You know, like if it's only his finger, like
it's only his finger.
Thumb on his throwing hand.
He's not going to be in for the ball. Just run, like what he's good at. Like stupid, just run the ball. Like
yeah, just run it.
Did we not just say this week's ago? The Bears run the ball, they're all right. Like just run it.
Colts at the Patriots. Gardner Minshew, Mac Jones. I don't think anyone's looking towards either. Like maybe if you're in a pinch, Minshew.
Yeah, you probably could. Minshew's okay. He's probably a guy you could kind of put in for a week, and you probably could put him in here.
Minshew or Love against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, Minshew.
Yeah, probably lean to Minshew there myself.
Jonathan Taylor is taken over from Zach Moss, so it's not a question on Jonathan Taylor anymore. It's just, are you willing to still flex Moss if you're stuck?
Well, no, not after last week. I think after last week, that was the last straw. Like he was okay before that. You were like, oh, he's still low end RB2. But I think after last week, getting the 2 points, it's like really clearly obvious now. They're just like, yeah, we don't really need you anymore. Stay on the bench.
Like he still got 7 carries, so
he just did nothing with them.
He just got nothing with it. Like, but if he does get out most weeks, you'd hope he'd do a little bit better than that. But yeah, look, he's a very low in flex at this point.
He's touchdown reliant now, is what he is.
Yeah.
So then Ramondre Stevenson, we're going to ride the hot hand with that. He's been playing pretty well recently. Well, he's been playing well for your fantasy team, so we're just going to keep rolling with that.
I'd be worried about Ramondre this week, but like I think this is another dip. I'd say you're looking at 7 or 8 points again this week off Ramondre against the Colts.
Yeah, I'd be getting rid of him now if you can.
Yeah, I think trade deadline coming up. I would definitely recommend trading Ramondre now off the high week.
I'd be happy enough to play Ramondre this week. I wouldn't be too like maybe I'm just slightly higher on him than you guys. But I wouldn't be too worried about him. It's not like he's not been lighting the world alight, but at the same time, who is a running back at the minute? Like he's bad everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a year for receivers, not running backs. Running backs out winning your leagues this year.
Like you could play, say you had a choice between Ramondre and Breece Hall against the Raiders. Are you playing there?
Probably play Brees Hall, man.
All day, yeah.
Really? We saw,
Yeah.
say someone like
He has been fantastic, but I just feel like you can rely on Brees Hall a little bit more than Ramondre.
100%, yeah.
Ramondre or Rashad White against the Titans. Titans with a great run D.
Yeah, like that Rashad White game was out of the blue, so he's been fairly ass. So it's like it's like do you prefer this ass or that ass? So just like it doesn't matter really. Like, but I lean Stevens.
That's like a very strange conversation. All right, did you?
I think I broke him.
Michael Pittman. It's been going all right for Michael Pittman in recent weeks, and there's no Josh Downs this week. I'd say he's going to be out because of knee injury. This is probably a good question for Pittman versus Moore in the previous matchup.
Oh, you take Pittman all day long.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
Yeah, so we're all right. We're all in on Pittman. No one for the receivers in New England. Hunter Henry. This could be a trap game. It's a good matchup against the Colts. They're not great against the tight end.
Yeah, I'm not going back to that well personally, but I could see why you would.
I do need a tight end for the week, so that's probably my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the pathway as well, but it's a bold move. But then again, every tight end play is a bold move.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. This should be a good game. Lamar Jackson has
what?
Yeah, you seen this record? Their records are pretty good, man.
Yeah, because their defenses are class. It'll be 3 points to no points.
Some people like defense. Some people like watching that.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, I'm all in on watching the game. I just fantasy relevant. It's like forget about the players.
Are you benching Lamar Jackson yet?
You're probably pretty close to trying to trade him at this point. Like, aren't you? You're like the name value. Someone is going to give you something for Lamar. Trade deadline coming up. I think Lamar should be a prime guy you're trying to offload for, like, not a king's ransom, but like some bit of a ransom. You should get 2 players back for him. Like,
when he wins you a week, he wins you a week. But when he doesn't, he really, really doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, he was bad.
Yeah.
Like you are not winning a matchup with a quarterback getting 6 points. Like he lost you your matchup this week. Like,
yeah. But the problem with the Ravens at the moment is they seem to do this thing where they just blow a team out really quickly, and then they don't need to just control the game then for the rest of the quarters.
Yeah, they don't rush Lamar. Then they've no need to rush Lamar.
There's no need to do it, so it's not fantasy relevant. It's good for them, not good for us.
It's their defense is so good. Then it's just like shutting down the opposition that they've no real. They can't implement the running game. They can't rely on the pass then because the Ravens are dropping back against them. It's just so hard then as a Lamar owner to be like, well, the team is winning. Why isn't he doing good? It's because the defense is just 10 times better than the offense.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Lamar Jackson or are you going to play Kyler Murray fresh off the injury against the Falcons?
I think I kind of lean Kyler.
I'd say go Jackson.
I don't know, man. Like playing Cleveland's defense as well. Like Cleveland's defense is good. Like Myles Garrett is going to be getting into his face all game. I don't know. Like I think I lean Kyler.
How much are they going to use Kyler Murray this week? Really, like
apparently all of the game.
Yeah, but I can't.
I think what Jamie meant to say is how much is Kyler going to run?
Yeah, no, I got what he meant. It was just funnier my way.
I wouldn't expect a big game out of Kyler this week. Not this week.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't expect it to run a whole pile, but like, I'd still see him throwing for 2 touchdowns and Lamar maybe not having anything. Like, that could be a Justin Tucker delight game. And who's the Hopkins, the kicker for Cleveland? I reckon the 2 of them are going to be the 2 highest scorers, bar the defenses in this game.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad call.
Yeah, like that would be where my money would be laid down on fantasy this week. Would be saying the kickers in in them games and the defenses are where your points are going to be got.
Can you
But
flex the kicker?
I don't know. Probably like if you should be allowed to, because if you're doing that, that's a bold call.
I don't think you can you?
I'm trying to
doubt it.
ban kickers, and you're trying to add them to flexes. Like, what's wrong with you?
Not that I have the Browns kicker, and someone definitely has Justin Tucker in our league, but so you're not getting them.
No, you can't. No, I tried there. That's the point. Bold strategy. Let you beat someone with 2 kickers.
Yeah, I tried it with 2 tight ends once, didn't work.
Talk the running backs then. Like Gus Edwards is probably the main man for the Baltimore back room. Are you looking at Michael Keaton Batman?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, where did Keaton's yardage come out of? Like,
He was very fast. He got like 2 big carries for touchdowns, didn't he?
yeah, but he has 9 carries for 138 yards. Like, that's extremely good.
Yeah,
Like-
I think if you look back on a couple of those, they'll be like 30 or 40 yard runs, because I remember seeing a few highlights where he hits a gap and he's gone.
Yeah, but he like had more carries than Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards only had 5 this week.
Yeah, they didn't really need to do anything on any side of the ball. They seem to have started that game with a 30-point head start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but is that then another kind of like, have we now just, because Justice Hill wasn't there, have they just putting Keaton instead of Justice Hill?
Justice Hill was there. He was just irrelevant.
I didn't think he even played. Did he play?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he did absolutely nothing.
Oh, he did. He got 4 points. He had and he had the most carries. He had 13 carries.
Yeah.
Like-
all it says is just stay away from it.
Yeah, this is not a good backfield to be in. Like,
No.
what are we doing
No.
here?
It's just the standard always. Stay away from it. Don't get involved.
Like, I don't care.
Edwards is the guy. If you're going to pick up anyone playing on, you play Edwards. No one else.
Yeah, but
I
sure,
wouldn't
he
even
has
pick
to be
up Mitchell. I wouldn't even pick up Mitchell from the waivers. I think they're so far ahead. Said we'll give him a go. And he had a good game. Be like the
like
the forward there 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't.
But there's still 20% of leagues do not have, or 20% of leagues do not have Gus Edward rostered. Like, how deep are them leagues, or how shallow are they that they don't need Gus Edwards? Like, if you're 10 or 12 man, surely you need Gus Edwards. Someone needs him. Like,
Yeah.
There might be dead leagues either where there's no one makes any pickups.
yeah, well, that's got like that's just ridiculous stuff there. Like,
The other side of the ball, Hunt and Ford, you probably just play the 2 of them if you need to.
yeah, they're kind of splitting fairly equally. Hunt went to 14 carries this week. Ford had 20 carries, so like they're not too far off each other. You can definitely play the 2 of them.
Yeah, you're just not. They're not your first option, but if you need them, they're there.
Oh yeah.
The receivers, then, I'm not incredibly happy to play anyone in this game.
I don't think there's a lot to play really.
You're probably just gonna roll with Amari Cooper because it's been okay.
No.
No. There's
No. What are we, like every single away week, Dan, you say this, and every single away week he does fuck all.
In fairness to him, at home Cincinnati 5.2, at Pittsburgh 12.5, home Tennessee 21, home Baltimore 2 points. Jesus.
Oh.
Home San Francisco 11, at Indy 3, at Seattle 11.9, at home against Arizona 22. So he's kind of spacing out his terrible games this year. But it's still up and down.
It's almost like home and away.
Except they're coming at home and away this time. He's being bad everywhere this time.
But like, look, he's away from home. He's playing one of the best defenses in the league. If there is another option there, which receiver this year has been deep, there's probably someone you can slide in ahead of him, and I probably would.
I didn't notice this. David Njoku's hitting a little bit of a nice purple patch.
Yeah, he's got touchdowns, I think, in like the last 3 weeks or something, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a trap.
Don't fall for it.
Yeah, I'd be expecting a nice 0 from him this week. Mark Andrews is an auto start, and then can you talk me into any of these receivers for the Ravens?
No, but can I interest you in either of the 2 kickers?
Both.
Yeah.
Houston at the Bengals.
Oh, we're moving on. Okay.
If Jamie had his way, he'd start Justin Tucker and flex Hopkins.
Fucking whiff the crack. Back now next week and we'll see what points they get. I guarantee, do better than half our teams.
Fuck you, man.
Disgusting bastard.
I don't think anyone's got the balls to leave CJ Stroud on the bench this week, do they?
I wouldn't imagine so. Stroud's your boy.
He used to be my boy. I had to cut him. I feel bad. you know when you cut someone or you trade them and then you're obliged to hate them every time they do something good? I can't even do that with Stroud because I actually like him so much.
You don't have the same problem with Fields, so are you?
I think Fields will sort himself out for me. I don't think I need to hate Fields.
Thursday night, 40 points.
There's a couple of players I have it with, but I can't think of any of them off the top of my head where I just have an irrational hatred to them once I trade them away. Amari Cooper was definitely one of them at one stage because he was doing nothing for me, and I traded him in a rage. I think he's had 3 big games in a row then, and I was furious. But then he came back again and became very hit and miss. You don't have any players like that you just irrationally hate, no?
Not really, no, dude.
Maybe I'm just a small person.
I have players I irrationally love. Will Disley, man. I gotta love Will Disley. Legend in a game, man.
The running game for the Houston Texans, there's their benches at this stage, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want any of that.
Yeah,
Damian Pierce owners should have traded him weeks ago when he had that week 3, week 4, 2 games back to back. He should have been a trade candidate then straight away. I'm sure loads of people tried to trade for him in multiple leagues, and the owners were silly enough to think that, oh no, it's coming good, he's coming good, and it was clearly obvious they were not running the ball well at all.
Yeah, even he's injured now as well, Pierce, but even Singletary on his own couldn't do anything this week, so I wouldn't be looking that way if I can avoid it.
Singletary could never do anything on his own.
Not even alone in a dark room at night.
No.
Jesus.
It's all butts and masturbation today, Jamie. Butts and masturbation.
Fantastic. This is a great podcast. We get more professional by the week.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, he's auto starting. You don't need to worry about that one too much. Monitor Jamar Chase. He busted himself up pretty badly on a play. He might be missing this week. Wide receivers for the Houston Texans. Just play them all, damn it.
All the way down to Noah Brown.
Yeah, I don't know why Robert Woods and Mechie are still so highly classed on this.
Well, Robert Woods is out anyway.
Yeah, it's obviously just the projections still haven't come to this week.
And so is Mechie. Mechie is out as well.
Yeah,
Sleeper need to catch up with their projections.
Yeah, Noah Brown as well. Do you really think Woods or Mechie are going to go back in after Noah Brown had that game? He did. It wasn't just that the ball was thrown to him, but he just caught it and it was a touchdown, or he didn't do anything with it. He hit some very good runs with the ball. He made plays after the catch. Surely he has staked a claim for the wide receiver 3 spot in that team.
In all seriousness, though, are you going to play Noah Brown? Like, say you have Tyler Lockett against the Commanders, are you playing Noah Brown over him?
No, God, no. You're
No,
definitely not
no.
dropping Lockett. Like, but like, you would hope that after maybe this week, Noah Brown might have another good week, and then maybe you'd start thinking about him putting him in if the Texans' offense is rolling the way it's rolling at the minute. Like,
No, it's too deep.
no,
I think the only play is the only people you can count on here is Collins and Dell. They're the only two.
I don't know, man. I think we could be in for another week of Noah Brown. Like, I don't think anyone should start him or play him, and I wouldn't do it if he was on my team. But I think just looking at the matchup, I think Noah Brown could be in for another big week here.
Bengals are quite good against wide receivers, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Noah Brown is a bigger. Like, I remember when he played for Dallas. Like, he's a big wide receiver. Like, they nearly used him more as like it was like when they split out into a wide formation where you'd usually have a tight end. They put in Noah Brown. Like, he's that kind of guy. Like, even for his touchdown, most wide receivers would have been knocked out of bounds at the 2 or 3 yard line. He's so big that he just hand off your man, like just stiff armed him, pushed him down, and scored. Like, he's a big dude. Like,
Yeah.
Bengals are 13th against the wide receivers, Jamie, just to go back to what you were saying there. So they're above average.
Yeah, so I just don't think you go that much depth. Like, I know we're raving about the Texans, but at the same time, Texans aren't that good either. You know, it's going to be boom bust. I don't think they have enough to go around.
I agree with you. Like, as I said, I wouldn't personally put him in my own lineup, but I have that feeling about him this week that he's going to have. I don't think it won't be a 20-point game, but I think Noah Brown could have a 12 or 13-point game again this week. I think he could be good again this week. It's just because the way their team is, the way the Bengals line up against him. If he's the wide receiver 3, he's probably going to play him outside the numbers rather than the slot. And I think for third down catches, especially, I think they're going to go to Noah Brown a lot this week.
Yeah.
The Bengals side: Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Fire them all up. Well, depending on the injury designation for.
Bengals are back, aren't they? They look back.
Looking quite good. Well, Tyler Boyd would be the question mark. So Tyler Boyd, or are you going to play someone like Chris Godwin against the Titans? And Godwin's been very bad.
Yeah, Boyd hasn't been fantastic either. He's come into it a bit the last 2 weeks, so you would lean Boyd, but let's not say that Boyd's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's a tough one to figure out. That, like, would you play Boyd or someone like Hollywood Brown against the Falcons? I suppose that's Hollywood. That's not really.
No. Would you play Boyd or Zay Jones against the 49ers?
I'd play Boyd.
Yeah.
It's a Boyd or Johan Dotson against the Seahawks.
Probably go Boyd. I know Dotson had a big week.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that's probably where you're kind of looking at the line. I think I'd lean Boyd there. Boyd. Tight ends and Dalton Schultz, he's going straight in anyway. Don't really talk about him. And there's nothing really on the Bengals side at tight end for us to worry about. Do you want to move on to the next matchup? We're happy?
Yeah.
49ers are going to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And next matchup.
We'll run through it quickly for the shits and gigs.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, you're not playing Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey, you might want to play him. Ayuk's probably. What do we think about Ayuk off the bye? Are we happy just to roll back in with him?
Yeah, I think if Debo's healthy again, is he, or is he coming back, or what's it? Like, he practiced there today, so I think Debo's a big part of that. He'll take a bit of attention off of Ayuk. Ayuk should get back to scoring a bit more freely, but I'd still roll with Ayuk anyway. Nothing wrong with 10, 12 points.
Yeah.
I suppose they're both kind of similar, Samuel and Ayuk, but I think I'm going to wait a week on Samuel if I can avoid playing him.
Yeah, I don't think I'd jump straight back in on Debo if he's healthy. I think if he is playing, I think I'd wait a week with him. But Ayuk, I definitely jump back in on after the bye week.
You might not have that luxury either not to bench him though. You might be Jones, and like, would you play, like Michael Thomas or Debo? You're going to play Debo straight away, aren't you? Like,
You probably would
Yeah.
jump in on him, but like if the team is strong enough around him, like if you've a Kirk there in the team, or even the likes of Jacoby Myers, Adam Thielen, Terry McLaurin. I think I'd play all those guys over Debo at the minute just to see what he's like coming back.
the other side of the ball then's quite straightforward. Trevor Lawrence might be a bit of a question mark. Would you play Trevor Lawrence or say I'd lean CJ Stroud over him anyway after the big week. Say Kyler again coming back off the injury against the Falcons. Him or Trevor Lawrence?
No,
No,
I'd leave
Lawrence.
Trevor. Yeah, I'd leave Trevor there.
Okay, so Trevor Lawrence or Jared Goff against the Chargers?
Chargers good defense.
Um,
Yeah, both of them playing decent defenses.
Probably go Goff. It's
Yeah, I'd say I'd lean that way too, just slightly.
I think
Yeah,
I think the Lions could be really pissed off, John. Like after they come to bank gains for the bye, they've had a bye to get themselves sorted. Like, they have to win this. Like,
What about Lawrence or Sam Howell against the Seahawks? Seahawks defense hasn't been great.
Yeah, I think you shade that to Sam Howell, don't you? You kind of have to. Man's been performing like.
yeah,
I'd agree with you. I'd go Howell there. Travis Etienne straight in. Don't need to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Ridley, Kirk, Jones. This is a nightmare.
Look, Ridley, in all honesty, you could get him. You might flex him, but you should not still have Calvin Ridley in your wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. You should definitely have a replacement there for him now at this point. We're going that deep into the season. If you still are relying on him as your wide receiver 1, that's your own fault. Christian Kirk, no brainer. Stick him in.
What are you going to play Calvin Ridley then, or are you going to go to someone like DeAndre Hopkins against Tampa Bay?
DeAndre Hopkins. Will Levis is playing. I think Hopkins' production is about to skyrocket.
Well, then Calvin Ridley or Jahan Dotson against the Seahawks, Jamie?
probably still go Ridley.
Yeah, I think I'd go Dotson there.
Yeah,
Shane.
that's it.
Yeah, I think I'd shade at the Dotson as well. I think the Commanders' pass offense has been looking a little bit more spicy lately, and they're moving the ball around to different people. So Dotson is becoming a little bit more of a threat. He's not much of a threat, but he's a bit more of a threat.
I think I'd be happy enough starting Kirk in most situations. And then Zay Jones is apparently destined for IR. Evan Ingram, you're just going to play him at tight end. You don't really have an option, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticking with him.
He's a decent tight end. Like Saints at Vikings, Joshua Dobbs.
Before you move on there, Dan, we were after getting a couple of questions there in the chat.
Cool. We'll get them in before this next matchup. Was a boys sell high on Stroud, thinking maybe getting. Oh, we have another one before. All right, this one, and we'll get the next one. Thinking maybe getting Lamar for who I got tight end. Andrews also buy low on Bijan or Pacheco. Both nice playoff schedules. Any other good buy lows, sell highs? Yeah, I'd love to get Pacheco. I've been targeting him. He's very hard to get though. People just tend not to want to sell him because obviously everyone's seen the schedule. I was looking at playoff schedules today, and I went and made an offer to Shane to go buy DK Metcalf because their schedule is very nice for the playoffs if you're looking for wide receivers. And I think even Jackson Smith and Jigba would be a good option there. Either of you have trade for candidates?
No, I've seen it a lot. I don't really get it, but I think with Levis coming in, I would say D-Hop is probably a very easy buy low right now. I think he's probably cost you half nothing to get him, and D-Hop would be who I'd be jumping in on.
Yeah, it would be nice to try and buy low on Bijan, but I think the name value alone there is probably not going to give you anything that you want to give away for him. You know?
Yeah, I think it's hard to talk people out of a first round draft pick, isn't it?
Yeah,
and plus when you have Arthur Smith there who's willing to bench him instantly, you kind of get a bit frustrated very quickly.
Yeah, I don't think he's wrong on selling high on Stroud. Though. Like you can see what you get from him. I don't think that's a bad idea if you have a pretty good backup quarterback.
Another good trade for candidate. If you're looking playoff weeks, I would go and target DeAndre Swift. They have Seattle 21st against the running back, the Giants 27th against the running back, and the Cardinals 30th against the running back. So that's all good matchups for DeAndre Swift in the playoffs. He'll be annoying to get, though, is the only issue.
Very hard. He'd be very hard to trade for. I tried to trade for him earlier in the season, then there was a king's ransom they wanted for him. I was like, nah, it's not worth it for Swift.
You could pick up one of the Browns running backs cheap as well. They have a nice run there, but at the same time, like you're buying half a backfield if you buy either of those. And then the wide receivers, the best teams are the Seattle Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the Ravens. They all have good playoff schedules. Hollywood might not be a bad shout to go looking at then.
No, Hollywood probably would be a good shout. You could probably get him handy enough. Shouldn't cost too much to get him. Won't be cheap either, but I would avoid the Ravens wide receiver core. Like if you're looking at him, Zay Flowers is going to cost too much to buy, and Mark Andrews is going to cost too much to buy, and the rest of them aren't worth having.
Yeah, just underline the Cardinals have San Francisco 27th against the wide receiver, Chicago 18th against the wide receiver, and Philadelphia 32nd against the wide receiver. And that's championship week 17, Philadelphia. So if you really want to bank and go for something, I'd almost be looking to try and pick up Hollywood or Kyler there just for the week 17 matchup if you can get that far.
That's actually good. That's good advice, to be fair. That Hollywood Brown. But seriously, that Hollywood Brown pickup there. I'm actually thinking to myself, fuck it, yeah. I might actually try to trade it for myself. Because there's going to be something to do after the podcast.
I have to keep my own advice for myself. Don't give it to league mates.
Thanks, Dan. What exactly would you go for? Just hypothetically saying, your wide receivers were.
The guy who has him in our league is in desperate need of a wide receiver or a running back, Jamie. So you're all good.
That's grand. I'll get him.
Aaron Jones should get it done.
Next question.
I don't give up Aaron Jones now.
With having still Laporta, this dude wants Taysom Hill and Ridley off me for Rashad White. Is that an overpay on my part?
But he wants to. Someone wants Taysom Hill and Ridley off of him, and they're paying him Rashad White.
Yeah, I prefer just to have Taysom Hill than any of those players.
Yeah, I just keep Ridley and Taysom Hill. I don't want Rashad White in my team.
So there you take it.
Bryce Ridley, get a question in. I have Adams, Ayuk, Kirk. Adams again. Cooper, Deontay at wide receiver. Should I trade Kirk and Thielen for Tyreek? Ooh, Kirk and Thielen for Tyreek. If you could do that, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, in a heartbeat,
Yeah, because like you've put two players worth of scoring into one position there with Tyreek, and then you can just go pick up any bum off the waivers, and you're going to get more points.
Could we do that? Is that something someone will take?
That's not something you have, so don't worry about it.
If you can do it, I would do it in a second. Okay, that's Dylan. Dylan was which question was Dylan? Dylan was
He was the Lamar one. Sell high on Stroud, trying to get Lamar.
Well,
he thinks they have too
much depth.
Jamie's not having a great run.
No such thing as too much depth. Don't ever worry about that. If you have them, your league mates don't. So it's always better.
Trade deadline is this week. I need to move off Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, Waddle, Dubes, Watson, and Kincaid. Who can I go and get guys combo from these players?
I wouldn't be moving off Aaron Jones. Like he's only coming hot now.
No, I'd definitely move off Aaron Jones. I think if
he's-
you were looking to buy like a
he's
stud
the
running
only
back,
bright spark in that whole team. Like,
I think but I think if you're looking for like a stud running back, you could give up Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams and get a stud running back and an average wide receiver back.
it's
I think
not.
if you were giving up two big names like that, you definitely pick up. Who would you get? You wouldn't get a Bijan, but say
But you wouldn't want.
you
Bijan
probably
now,
get
anyway.
Swift. Would you get Swift for that? Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. You probably get Swift with that, yeah. Happy enough saying
probably
that.
get Swift done with just one of them. I'd say if you
Yeah.
put Adams up for Swift, you'd get Swift, but you'd have to kind of swallow your own bile as you'd send that trade, wouldn't you? Because it's just giving the name away of Devontae Adams.
What about say like if you weren't happy like Swift just for the playoff schedule? Like if I'm going moving that for Swift and then say move Aaron Jones for would you go out and maybe get Amon-Ra 11th overall this year for Aaron Jones? The lack of depth at running back that's been there this year, Aaron Jones is coming into his own a little bit. Go out and get someone like Amon-Ra St. Brown, 11th overall wide receiver, 110 points.
Yeah, I'd say the Amon-Ra owner wouldn't take that as the only thing because you're like Jones has been injured and you'd be worried with the age, wouldn't you? Do you know who actually has the best strength of schedule from now until the end of the season for running backs? It's actually the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm not buying any
Yeah.
of those.
You're not buying Stevenson.
Get out of that, what are you at there?
Absolutely don't care.
Where are we going, man? Oh, yeah, go buy Ramondre.
The Vikings have the 5th best strength of schedule for the running back for the rest of the season, and
It's a
Cam
pity they
Akers
don't
just
have
went
one.
down. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here, Dad?
I'm just saying, like, that could be a nice value if you were to go looking there. Like, how much is Madison going to cost you? Like, Madison's
He's
going
not
to
gonna
cost you
cost
fuck
that
all.
much.
Don't care.
But like if you're trying to offload these bigger names like Aaron Jones name value, Devontae Adams name value, Waddle has got name value, then forget about Dubes, Watson, and Kincaid. Like what you could get back for those three guys, like you could probably get if you package them, like if you package two of them together and traded Devontae on his own, say you could probably get back two studs for them, like.
Yeah, you don't need to even go in the bottom barrel. Would you do Waddle for Swift straight up?
See, yeah, you probably actually would get that done. Maybe if you didn't get it done with Waddle, I'd come back with Devontae Adams, and then I'd package Jones and Waddle together, and maybe go out and try get a Tariq Hill or Stephon Diggs.
12-team PPR, lost A-Rich, got Stroud, Pollard, Cook, Mixon, Herbert, Spears, Hunt, Diggs, Ayuk, Hollywood, Michael Thomas, Josh Downs, Andrew at tight end. So much depth. Any upgrades, moves you're making? We've actually talked about Hollywood and Swift mostly so far in the podcast. Pollard kind of worries me a little bit. Like Shane, you're the Cowboys fan, but from what I've seen of Pollard, he kind of needs a bigger back so he can be explosive. He doesn't really work as an every down back, does he?
No, not really. I was wicked surprised at the start of the season the Cowboys didn't go in and get Fournette on a cheap deal. He was probably asking for too much, but I thought Fournette would have been the perfect fit to go with Pollard for them short yardage situations, red zone kind of situations. Pollard needs a Zeke in the team. Like he needs someone that'll do the bang bang plays. He gets swallowed up when he tries to run through the tackles now. It's not been good.
I think Cook is a guy as well you could probably try and get rid of. I think he's had enough big weeks to have enough name value to get someone back. You know, like could you go out and try and get like Travis Etienne or someone?
You'd have to pair Cook up with someone.
But put him with someone like.
But you said like Cook, Michael Thomas, get
like that, like you know,
maybe
even could you go Downs, Johnson? He's he's got a big name at the moment. He's injured now, shouldn't he?
No, yeah, I don't think Downs has any trade value though at all. I know he's had 2 or 3 big weeks, but I just don't see anyone giving up much for Downs.
People seem to like him.
Yeah, but lads that come off the waiver wire in week 8 or week 6, like you're not turning around and trading them for a big name after 3 weeks in the team. Like,
Yeah.
Just when you mentioned ETN there, I took a look at the Jacksonville schedule for the running backs. It's it's nasty enough. They have 2 bad matchups and then 1 decent matchup. So they're going to have. I had it there and I flicked away from it because I wanted to check and make sure it was running backs, and now I can't find them again. Talk amongst yourselves there for a second as I scroll up and down. Oh, sorry. They have Baltimore number 8, Tampa Bay number 2, and then Carolina 31st. So it could be a struggle to get to the playoffs with that. Well, to the final anyway, but once you get to the final, you're laughing. Whilst I'm also speaking there, the Cardinals have a terrible playoff running back ranking. 9th for San Francisco, 25th against Chicago, and then number 1 for running backs against Philly. So maybe trade away James Conner. The Giants actually have the worst with the Saints, Philly, and the Rams. So Saquon could be a trade away target if anyone's looking to trade away players.
yeah, especially now since Daniel Jones might be gone for a while.
George was asking there, maybe Derrick Henry for his trade offer. We were talking. He had the Aaron Jones owner with Devontae Adams and Waddle.
Yeah, I you probably will get Derrick Henry. Maybe he hasn't been lighting it up this year. He's been good the last couple of weeks, so probably a good guy to buy into Derrick Henry. He also says Swift and Eckler there as well. Eckler is one, like, he's an odd one this year. He hasn't really got running at all, has he? With the injury that he got, like.
Yeah, he might.
But the big week this week though again, so yeah. it's probably not the time to trade for him.
Yeah, you probably just missed out on Eckler, really.
Yeah.
Like, if you had got into him last week before this week, maybe you would have gotten Eckler a bit cheaper, but.
Trade Cup and Lockett for Ayuk and Higgins. That's much tighter for me than it was for you, Jamie. I'd have to think about that.
No, why would you take? Well, I suppose Stafford's gone.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I'd probably do it.
No, I still don't think I would.
I think I'm sticking Cup and Lockett, but yeah, the Ripien side story is a real kick in the gut.
Well, they said Carson Wentz is signing today, isn't they?
Yeah, bounce it to him, Wentz, man. Dude's useless.
Did they actually say that?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, he signed, yeah. He's the backup to Matt Stafford now.
Yeah, but he'll throw the ball.
Yeah. to what? The ground?
Yeah, but Cup will make it work. It's fine.
No, I think Cup is actually another guy, a prime trade away target if you can. With the injury there. Like, if you can move Cup, you clean up moving Cup. You definitely get pieces for him.
I had someone willing to do Jones and Adams for Bijan and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I'd snap that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would as well. And just pray to God Arthur Smith doesn't bench Bijan again. He must be close to getting fired, surely.
I think he sees out the season, man. I don't think they're moving off of Arthur Smith till the end of the year.
So Brad, who was the Cup and Lockett for Ayuk and Higgins trade, he's 4 and 5. I feel like you'd win more with Cup and Lockett than you would with Ayuk and Higgins.
I don't know, man. Like, I hope Cup's production doesn't go down, but I think just with the fear of God, with the way backup quarterbacks have gone this year, I think Cup is probably a prime trade away guy. Like, I think if you don't trade him before the weekend, I think his value is plummeting.
We were talking about Saints and the Vikings. Josh Dobbs, you're probably not playing him yet, no?
No, yeah, I don't think you can go there yet, can you? I know it was amazing to watch the weekend, but I don't think you can do it.
I'd agree. It was great to watch, though. Jamie, the running backs, Alvin Kamara played awfully at the weekend, but surely you just put them straight back in again.
Oh, yeah. You just shoot up Kamara there, not the bother. And Matheson has been all to start now with Akers gone. Oh,
Yeah.
the only guy in the backfield.
He's just going to touch his way to relevance now.
Yep.
Wide receivers, Shane? Anyone you really want to look at here in any depth?
No, not really. It's a tough old pick here, isn't it? Like you're probably leaning. You're going to throw in Olave. You're probably going to throw in Addison, especially with KJ Osborne out now. That's probably about it. Like I don't think I'd be going too far down. Michael Thomas, if you're in a bad situation and stuck, you might throw in Thomas as a very low end flex again, but there's not much there in the slim pickings.
And then Tyreek and Hawkinson, they're just auto starts. We don't really need to discuss them. So if I do Jones and Adams for Bijan and Wilson, what would I then do with Waddle, Dubes, Watson, and Kincaid? I don't think you can trade Watson, Dubes, or Kincaid. I just don't think you're going to get anything for them.
No.
I wouldn't say so, no.
Kincaid should be on waivers.
Yeah, well, he's coming better now. Like he is coming on a little bit, but at the same time, you're not going to get like much value out of him.
No, he's not doing good enough to be a tight end who you're going to go out and trade for. Like,
well, he's had 3 big weeks there for a tight end. Like,
yeah, but
for tight knocks out.
Yeah, but for a tight end to have that kind of trade value, they have to be getting like the Goddard points that he was getting, the Mark Andrews points, the old George Kittle points, like that plus 15 kind of points every week is where you kind of got to be going for be a real trade worthy tight end. And like even Hawkinson, like his trade value only picked up after he started kicking on again this year. Like people started looking to pick him up again, but
you could do something. Like you could put Waddle and Kincaid together and try and upgrade Waddle to something else, but like, who are you going to even go after? Like you could throw CD's name out there. They're going to be absolutely unbelievable. CD and Dak, I'd say, on the back half of the year. But like trying to get Waddle and Kincaid done for CD is going to be incredibly difficult. Like you could probably put Waddle and Hawkinson together. He has Hawkinson as well. Maybe go for CD, but I don't even know if you get that done.
Yeah, it's very hard to get CD now. Like the man was top 5 this week, and he didn't even have a touchdown. Like he just had 198 yards.
Traded DeAndre Swift, Evans, and Tank Dell for A-Chain, Puka, and DJ Moore. Win or loss?
I think he's all right.
If A-Chan comes back and plays the way he played before he went out, it's 100% a win. But it's all dependent on A-Chan's return, what way he's going to be.
Did we get a practice report from yet this week? He's surely eligible to come off IR this week because he was injured the same week as James Conner, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah. They're on a bye this week, are they, Miami?
I think so.
Okay, then it's next week. Yes, he's probably back then next week. Like,
yeah, it's just about how he returns. If he comes back and plays to the level he was at beforehand, you've won the trade. If he doesn't perform, you've lost. It's kind of that simple.
Already has Jalen Hurts. Yeah, and Breece Hall. Yeah, it's like H-Chan. If he comes back the way he was, he's an electric player. Like,
yeah, he's a league winner. Like that kind of production he was having was just insane. Like he's an out and out league winner. Like,
next matchup was the Green Bay Packers at the Steelers. Aaron Jones has been discussed a lot in trades. Any interest in playing him straight off?
100%. The only guy you can play.
Looking through this, it's quite true. Like Musgraves,
yeah,
maybe if you're absolutely stuck. I'm looking to get off Musgrave this week. I played him this week anyway, and then I'm looking to go for Hunter Henry in the waivers. So,
well, last week was the first time Jones came back this year without an injured designation, and he played practically nearly every snap and practically did everything. And you might as well start throwing the ball too. So his production is only going to go up and up and up and up.
Yeah, but I think the the problem the Packers are going to face is that teams are just going to load the box against them because Love has been
He's good
awful.
enough. He's good enough to get out of that. He's that good. You know,
I don't know, man.
Aaron Jones doesn't get the respect he deserves as a running back.
I think he's a fantastic back, but like Aaron Jones is not. He's not a Derrick Henry or a Jonathan Taylor or like the big boom or Nick Chubb or someone like that who's a big back who'll just load the box and all he has to do is break one or two tackles and he's through. Like he's not. Aaron Jones isn't that kind of guy. If two guys jump on top of him, he's just going to wriggle out from between them. Like
I just think there's enough in him, and I think he's. I wouldn't be trading him away. Like.
I hope you're right, because otherwise Green Bay games are going to be extremely boring to watch.
Yeah, maybe it's just hope. Maybe it's just hope.
I hope you're right, man. I really
It's
do.
the hope that'll rip your heart out and kill you, Jamie. Don't
Yeah,
worry
that's
about
why
it.
I would trade Aaron Jones right now. If I had him, I'd be like, who wants him?
These Steelers running backs, like they've not been incredibly helpful to you, but they've not been incredibly hurtful to you either.
No, but what happened to this whole Mike Tomlin thing? Oh, we're going to have a change after the bye. Like everyone was like full certain that was Warren being the number one guy, and it hasn't happened.
In fairness to Najee, he's coming back a little bit since the bye. He's been running back 12, running back 27, running back 12, which is at least usable. Like,
Yeah.
didn't he do this last year? He came after the bye. He came back and he really heated up, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I really lost interest in the Steelers.
Like it's such a committee that Harris is number 29 the year and Warren is number 30 in the year. Like they're literally side by side. Like you can play any.
And then at wide receiver, just Deontay. We're not playing anyone else.
Yeah, I'd take the shot with Deontay.
Yeah.
He's been quite useful for your team, Deontay. I don't have him
Yeah.
anywhere, but
I just think it's the Kenny Pickett thing, isn't it? Like you're worried about or Trubisky, whichever one the two of them is playing there, but Kenny Pickett. But like that's the downside to him. Like if he had another quarterback there, even if Baker was his quarterback, like I'd be starting Deontay Johnson every day of the week. Like
yeah, it's super unsexy.
Yeah.
Titans at Bucks. Will Levis and Baker Mayfield. I don't think anyone's really discussing playing either of these guys, are they? Baker had a decent week though.
Baker's not
Yeah.
looking,
yeah,
Solid,
if you are one of the 32% of people starting Baker Mayfield, you have not been extremely disappointed like Jordan Love people, Trevor Lawrence people, Matthew Stafford people, Geno Smith people.
Any quarterback you've played during the season, essentially, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Basically, man. Yeah, well, there was a couple there that I didn't play.
Yeah, Baker. You just can't bring yourself to play Baker really because it's just you almost feel like the upside's capped. But it's been stable. Like,
Yeah.
Like he hasn't killed you. 24 points is not like is okay considering like how many starting QBs this year have been consistently around the 15, 16 point mark. Like Baker's probably a safer play than Lamar at the minute. Like that's where he is. Like
instead of trading Cup, I'm trying to trade Kenneth Walker and Godwin for Rashad White, Amari Cooper, and Marquise Brown. I don't like Walker's schedule and San Francisco twice and Dallas in between.
yeah.
And Zach Charbonnet also had more carries last week than Kenneth Walker. That could easily become a committee. I don't know. It's probably would factor into the decision to try and trade. And Godwin's been terrible. You're getting a lot of value there off Kenny Walker's name. Rashad White, Amari Cooper, and Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, like the Rashad White thing is a killer for me. Like I know he had a fantastic week, but it's just he has been so bad all year. Like
Yeah, he's had a couple of good weeks. So.
yeah, but there's surely someone else you can go for. If you're giving up Kenny Walker, there's surely another back. Like I think I'd rather have Ford from the Browns than Rashad White. Like
No. Let's not go mad now.
I don't know, man. I think I would. Like he's
Why stopping that bad? He's been poor from what you expected him to be, but he's pretty picked up the last few weeks. Like I know he was poor to start, but he hasn't. Joe, he hasn't killed you, Joe, except for a couple of weeks.
He's had just as many bad weeks as he has had good weeks. Like Ford's that consistent across.
Is Ford not the same? No.
No, he's kind of consistent across that 10, 12 point range every week.
Like Rashad White's the running back 16, and I don't know how he's kind of done it.
Yeah.
Like 25, 14, 12, 5, 9, 4, 18, 5. That's
Like
going back to week 1. Like, so he has been getting better as the season's gone on. Last 3 weeks, he's been good.
Brian Robson is the number 9 running back on the year for the Commanders, and I don't think anybody really talks about him or places much weight in his name. Would you not rather go down Brian Robson than Rashad White?
Yeah, I've tried to trade for him a couple of times before Robinson, but it's hard to get a gauge on what you send for Robinson because you don't want to overshoot it too early in the trade negotiations. Because he feels like someone you can steal.
Yeah, well, like that's what, like if you're going to try get Rashad White, would you not just go down to Brian Robinson route? He hasn't been fantastic the last 2 weeks. Probably a panicked owner now. Maybe sell him. Trade deadline coming up. Like I think I'd rather get Brian Robinson.
This is a good start. We went through this game and we didn't even really discuss this. Dobbs or Carr? If you had to pick them heads up, who would you go? I'd go Dobbs.
Yeah, I think I'd lean Dobbs as well there. Yeah,
Dobbs can rush.
Yeah, Derek for Carr the insanity of it.
And plus, like the annoying thing about Derek Carr is he could just get pulled out for Taysom Hill to throw the touchdown.
I thought you were going to say his face. His face is annoying. He's got one of those annoying faces that you just like to punch.
For me, that would be Baker. Baker's the quarterback I just like to punch.
Yeah, Baker has that face too, though. Derek Carr and Baker both kind of have similar features. That's the problem.
Punchable.
Yeah.
I wouldn't punch either of them because they would definitely kill me, but like still. But speaking of Bakers, we're talking about the Buccaneers. Derrick Henry's an auto start.
Facts.
DeAndre Hopkins, you're probably starting him straight away as well, aren't you? There's no real question marks beyond Hopkins today.
Yeah, I think with Levis coming in, man, the way they've played together the last 2 weeks, I think Levis, man, is going to get Hopkins a lot more targets. The rest of the team seems to be falling apart at wide receiver with injuries. So I think Hopkins is going to be like fairly much a streamable auto start from now on out. Like he should be high-end wide receiver 2, low-end wide receiver 1 maybe, if they can continue to produce.
Chiga Conquo, this hasn't really been anything all season, so I don't think anyone's going to look that way. K. Dotton, are you chasing it?
No.
We say no, but like the 2 of you need tight ends this week, and 1 of you is probably going to end up playing K. Dotton. Like.
No, I'm not chasing
the both of you want Hunter Henry. The 2 of you want them. I don't know who's higher in the waiver wire. I'm pretty sure it's Jamie.
It could be me, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I think, Dan, you're probably playing K. Dotton this week.
I think I'll stick with Luke Musgrave. I'm not going for K. Dotton. Screw that. Do you really have faith Bijan? I believe Bijan can turn his season around. It's Arthur Smith I have the issue with. Bijan's like an amazing talent. Like he can easily flip it. Jeez, I might send some offers for Bijan if people are that worried because he's next level talent.
Mm-hmm.
Why people are worried about? Like I know it's Arthur Smith that is the reason his production's lacking, but like the dude is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and hopefully Arthur Smith gets fired so that we can just,
I'm telling you, he is not going anywhere till the end of the season. I'm telling you now, he's not going anywhere till the end of the season.
Yeah, no, I actually might start sniffing around Bijan in leagues if people are this worried about him.
Just for pig iron in our league. This guy's team is actually ass as well in our league that has him. But he doesn't have any running backs, so you're going to have... Well, he has Achane coming back in.
Yeah, see now, if he has Achan coming back off injury and Bijan is only other running back, then there's no way I'm getting him off him because I'd have to put like Jacobs and like James Conner together to go get Bijan.
He's also the Marquise Brown owner.
I was literally just looking and going, what can I give him for the two of them?
Yeah.
What running backs do you have on your roster, Jamie? We'll try and do a live trade.
James Cook, Aaron Jones, Jalen Warren, Jameer Gibbs, and Tajay Spears.
Actually, not a bad running back core.
No, it's not.
I wonder, could you chance your arm and try and send Jalen Warren for Hollywood Brown? Would you be able to sneak that in?
Could have tried that,
And would you give up Jameer Gibbs and Aaron Jones for Bijan?
No, but that's way too much.
That's probably the value that guy's going to put in. Like it's the name value you're paying for with the superstar player.
I give him James Cook
for Bijan.
Yeah, that's not happening. It's like this is why Jamie doesn't do many trades throughout the
year. Because I know how it's going to end.
So the full roster for George is Tua, Diggs, Waddle, Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Pacheco, Hawkinson, Kincaid, Adams, Watson, Dobbs, Tank Dell, Charbonnet. Running back is perfectly fine in my opinion. I might try and move Jones like he was saying earlier.
Yeah, it seems these questions seem to be coming in from Aaron Jones owners and Devontae Adams owners. Like, that's what 3 guys after coming in now with questions all own those players. So, like, if them owners are worried, man, it might be time to try buy on those players. Like, but I personally would try trade away Adams with Aiden O'Connell coming in starting. And Jones as well. I just think you're asking too much of the running back to like carry that whole Green Bay team. I think they're just terrible on offense.
Would you do Adams straight up for DK Metcalf?
Devontae Adams?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. DK hasn't been playing fantastically either the last couple of weeks. Like, so that's a steal.
Just quickly go and look at Devontae Adams' targets.
What's his targets? Just tell me there, will you?
I have to go and actually get you the figures to outline how bad this is. Sorry. Where are the Raiders in this list? The Jets this week. Of course, now this isn't loading for me. Great podcasting there. In the meantime, what matchup were we talking about? We were talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tennessee Titans.
He had 7 targets this week.
Yeah, how many receptions though?
4, 7, sitting just above the 50% mark.
Yeah, not enough.
But like
for me. The week before,
he's not
7
even
and 1 reception.
But like Jacoby Myers is the number 15 receiver on the year. Devontae Adams is the number 16. They're 101 points to 100 points.
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, like
actually nuts. Like
Devontae Adams hasn't broken 10 points since week 4.
Like but that's why you should be clearly trying to trade him away for the name value because people who see Devontae Adams think he's one of the top 2 to 3 receivers in the league. I have to have him if he's willing to give him away. Like this, that's where you're going with that. Like,
yes, that's why I'm saying, would you trade him for DK Metcalf with a good schedule? Like,
oh, you definitely would. I'd say, yeah, you're probably just going to take the chance that the talent is going to win out there. That Devontae with the new coach coming in, so something's going to change. That's the bet there with Devontae.
So you'd prefer the Devontae side over DK?
Yeah, I think most people would. I think me personally, I probably would have kept DK over Devontae, like because looking at it, I know he's down, and I'm Myers owner as well, so I'd be kind of like, it wouldn't make sense for me to do it personally.
Yeah. Say in a vacuum, Jamie, who would you want? Would you want Devontae or do you want DK Metcalf?
I think if you get rid of the name, I think you go DK. You know, I think your head always goes Devontae, but I think
because Devontae is the stud, like.
Yeah, I think realistically in the environment and what he's actually doing, it's probably DK.
Yeah, like as a fantasy owner, you should be probably saying DK. If you're talking like if you were building an NFL team and you owned your own team, you would definitely be saying Devontae. Like, but like we're
you
not that guy.
Would you stick around Justin Jefferson with Devontae Adams?
Oof. I don't think JJ's coming back, is he? I think with Kirk gone down, I
know.
don't think they bring back JJ, do they?
With Dobbs this week, he looked he looked excited on the sideline. I can't get his profile up here to get an update on what's going on with Justin Jefferson, but I don't know what the actual timeline is at this stage.
Yeah, like to be fair to Dobbs, he's not bad. You know,
No, he's good. He's
not bad. Like, is he much worse than Kirk Cousins?
well, nobody's much worse than Kirk Cousins. Like you're not much worse than Kirk Cousins. Like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, but like, so why would they not bring him back and make a run? Like they've won a few games in a row now.
No, I just don't. I hope he does come back just for fantasy wise. Just it makes weeks much more interesting with JJ playing, but I don't think it makes sense for the Vikings to really bring him back unless they stay in a playoff hunt. Which look, that their division is woeful, bar the Lions, so maybe they might chance getting a wild card spot.
Debating picking up Dobbs for Stroud for a bye week this week. Stroud's already had his bye week, hasn't he? That's why I had to drop Stroud. Yeah. No need to drop Stroud.
Keep Stroud.
Yeah.
So then we have Kyler Murray's Cardinals going against the Falcons. So Kyler Murray's the first question mark here. Then you're probably going to play him if you've like I have him personally. I'm going to play him, but you might have different options. We've gone through it in different matchups, really, haven't we?
Yeah, like I think if you picked up Kyler and you had him on IR and you were waiting for him to come back, you're just going to roll with him. Personally, I would have thought that you would only for Fields was out injured. I think you would have kept Fields and played Kyler next week. But I think if you have a quarterback who's doing okay and you did that with Kyler, you probably wait a week. If you're in any other terrible position, you're playing him straight away.
Yeah.
So then on the other side, the other side is Heineke, so we don't really have to discuss that too much for an actual starting role in fantasy.
No.
But does that push Drake London up or down in your rankings?
London's probably okay. He probably is where he has been for most of the year. Probably a flex option. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, yeah.
Jonnu Smith with the end around touchdown this week just to annoy everyone.
What are we doing? Like I think Jonnu Smith should just be an auto start at this point, right? Like he's had too many good weeks not to start him.
Yeah, he just like if you don't have a tight end, just put Jonnu Smith in.
Yeah, like it's just ridiculous. Like
it's just annoying as well. Like
yeah. Like, why did they draft Kyle Pitts so high to just not do them things with him? Like, he is one of the most freakishly athletically gifted people as turned up in the NFL, and they are just like, nah, we're good. Jonnu, come over here and do this. Like, it's like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
You probably have to play Kyle Pitts as well, though, anyway, just because.
Yeah. I just never ever buying shares in Kyle Pitts. That can just go fuck itself. I'm not doing that to myself.
Don't need that negativity in my life.
No, I will be so mad every week. Like every single week, I would be so annoyed if I was a Kyle Pitts owner. Even when he does well, Jonnu Smith outscores him. It's like he is the tight end too. What's happening?
Then if James Conner plays, you're probably going to put him straight back in. But if he doesn't play, then there's no running back from Arizona. So just move on, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Marquise Brown, we spoke about him in depth in kind of the trade sections, but he's probably a start here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can roll.
I've just sent that trade, so I'll let you know how that gets on.
Oh, did you actually do it while we were live because you knew he was going to do it after the show?
I said Warren. See what happens.
Oh,
yeah.
you even gave him the trade to do, you dumbass.
In fairness, I can't trade for Hollywood with that team because I already have Kyler and James Conner. I can't have that many bad players.
And I'm fairly happy with my wide receivers, so I'm not looking for him.
Not looking to move.
No.
Then Trey McBride. Any interest in going back for it?
Probably. Well, with Kyler back, maybe.
Yeah,
See, with
Kyler
Kyler
likes
back, you
tight end.
kind with Kyler back, you kind of expect McBride and probably Brown to get the most out of it. So you'd hope those two guys would be the guys you'll start starting.
George Cooks came back. The Bijan trade fell through, but would you do Adams and Kincaid or Adams and Dubes for Garrett Wilson? No, I'm not trading Adams for Garrett Wilson.
Not a hope.
No.
Yeah, no, you're not helping yourself there. Like with Adams, you're looking just below the top tier of names you can go looking for. Like, it's been bad with Adams, but you can still demand decent trade targets. Garrett Wilson is like a wide receiver 2-3 fringe, like.
Yeah.
What? I was just looking at Amon-Ra, because that's who I would kind of now, if you're looking more wide receiver, that's who I would always kind of go to, especially with he's coming off the bye. Detroit's offense has been explosive. But I clicked into him on Sleeper, and Amon-Ra's picture is like got a Pharaoh's hat on Sleeper.
Yeah.
What's
Amon-Ra?
I get it, like yeah, I get it, but that wasn't always like that. I had him last year. That wasn't like that.
I think they changed a lot for Halloween because Puka Nacua was Pikachu.
Bijan is a tub of mustard.
All right.
Oh, is he? I didn't see that one.
Nice. That's actually quite funny.
The Detroit Lions at the Chargers. This could be explosive enough if this game gets going. The Charger offense hasn't been great, but maybe a good game against Detroit might spark a bit of life out of them. Jared Goff auto start.
Yeah, you're jumping back in with
so.
Jared Goff, aren't you? You're not too panicked about the bad weeks. He had 2 bad weeks leading into the bye. You'd hope he'd come back to his previous form, his week 5 form.
Justin Herbert's kind of fallen back a bit as well. It's you can't really move away from Justin Herbert is the issue though.
No, they definitely really took him as well. You're going to have to stick with him, but thank God he was awful this week. I won my matchup off of that.
Going back to George Cook's question there, he's trying to do something for Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown together. If I scroll back up to the roster, the full roster was Tua, Diggs, Waddle, Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Pacheco, Hawkinson, Kincaid, Adams, Watson, Dobbs, Tank Dell, and Charbonnet. To be honest, the only players you're going to be able to trade that I would look to trade here are like, I'll put the roster back up here for you guys.
Adams, Jones, and Waddle.
Yeah, and you can probably maybe try and get Tank Dell thrown in because of the value of this week. You might get someone to buy. I'd want to keep Pacheco because he has a good run in. Hawkinson's an elite tight end. You're not going to trade Diggs, so what? You're looking at Adams, Tank Dell, Charbonnet, Jones. Those are the players you have to trade. Would you do?
I think I jump in on Adams Waddle, maybe just try throw Adams Waddle in. Like, I'm assuming from what he said there that the Swift owner is the St. Brown owner as well. The two of them are on the same team in his league. Yeah. So I think I'd go Waddle and Adams and see if I can get Swift and St. Brown. And if that doesn't work, then I go back with Jones and Adams maybe, because I think Waddle has probably more of an upside to him than Adams does with Aiden O'Connell there. I think I'd hang on to Waddle.
Yeah, I'd want Waddle above Adams. I'd almost try Adams and Tank Dell, and maybe throw in
that doesn't get it done. I don't
else.
think.
Yeah,
I think you're going to have to. I think Tank Dell is just a throwaway if you're putting him into that trade. Like Adams and Jones probably gets that done straight off the bat. But I think with the way running back has gone this year, and just in case I am wrong about Green Bay and Jones does break out, I think I'd rather give away Adams and Waddle. I think it's I've been saying it all year. I think this year has been much handier to pick up wide receivers. So I think you can probably just get a guy from the waiver wire that might do something for you, or pick up a low end guy in a trade for Tank Dell. You probably pick up a wide receiver 2 or 3 off a team for Tank Dell, and that'll taking out your roster for wide receiver again.
Oh, apparently this league has like strange values on things. So Adams and Jones would be enough for St. Brown.
What?
Fair enough.
That's nuts, man. No, now I do agree. Like people tried to trade me all last year for St. Brown. They were offering me insane things, and I just didn't give him up because he was consistently 22 points in early last year. So I was like, "There's not a hope. I'm giving him up." Like,
so if you went like Adams, Jones, and Tank Dell for Swift and St. Brown,
yeah, but then you're basically saying that it's Swift for Tank Dell if he's saying that Adams and Jones only add up to St. Brown. Like that's that.
Yeah. Well, just try and sweeten the pot. Like that's all I'm trying to do here. This Chargers and Lions game, David Montgomery looks like he's going to be back, Jamie. So are you worried about your Jamar Gibbs shares?
Yeah. Basically. Well, look, you're kind of hoping that Gibbs will kind of keep to the momentum that he had the last day. Wouldn't have enough for the two of them. It's kind of a toss-up, really, isn't it?
You're probably going to play them both, though, aren't you?
I think you do, yeah. I think you do.
And then just be very, very angry when neither of them produce enough. No, Montgomery will just take it all again and just ruin your team again, Jamie.
Good too. Or you could try and get rid of Gibbs. You have a lot of trade value now.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I would highly suggest the fact that, well, unless you want to keep him for keeper next year, because we're still doing the keeper thing, aren't we? So he might be a good keeper for next year.
Mahomes for Burrow in a trade. I'd do Mahomes for Burrow in a trade at the minute. Like the Chiefs don't need Mahomes to win games at the minute, so they don't. Burrow has to perform for the Bengals to win. Like,
yeah,
even with the bye, I'd probably do that trade. Yeah, that's a good one. It is an interesting take though. Like for now, in the minute of fantasy, I'd prefer to have Burrow over Mahomes. But if you were to start a franchise, you'd prefer to have like an actual NFL franchise. You'd prefer to have Mahomes, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah, oh yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, we're not. That's just ridiculous talk.
Amon-Ra St. Brown auto start. Would you look at Josh Reynolds maybe in this game? You'd have to be hard pushed, I think.
Yeah, so. I think it fell off a cliff for him, didn't it?
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I got my week out of him.
I had my fun.
Yeah.
Sam Laporta started at tight end. The other side of the ball, then just the two boys in Allen and Eckler, apart from Herbert, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's all I'm going with. Yeah,
you could probably flex Johnson, but I would do it at a very low end flex. But he should see a lot more volume going forward now.
He not even low end flex on my scale, man.
Well, he's only rostered in 50% of leagues, so if he is on your waiver,
you could definitely pick him up. But like, I would assume that if he's that low down on most leagues, like surely you've someone better on your bench that you could throw into that flex. Like,
well, that's only because Palmer got injured last week.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm shooting on that. Palmer wasn't exactly lighting up the league the way we thought he might when Mike went down. So
it's all Keenan Allen, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is. Like,
I'm itching to move on to the next matchup here with Danny DeVito playing the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Yeah, Micah Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence and Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, all them boys are going to have an absolute field day in Arlington, aren't they?
It actually might like make you worry about playing Cowboys offensive options, because this could be ridiculous. Like, this could be over in 10 minutes.
Yeah, pick up Jalen Tolbert this week because CD is going to be sat after the first half.
Like, if you were really calling like a bold shout, you could maybe play Dowdle if you were absolutely crucified at running back, purely because it could be over fast. Pollard could be sitting on a bench and Dowdle could be cleaning up.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't hate that call. Yeah.
Like, again, like, you'd have to be like, you're only doing that if you're completely, absolutely screwed at running back and have no options. But
yeah.
Anyway, serious talk. Are you going to play Saquon Barkley in this game?
You shouldn't, but you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got offered Zay for Ford. I assume that's Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I'd take that all day long. Especially
I don't want Zay
No.
Flowers anymore. No, give me Ford. I don't want Zay
No,
Flowers.
dude, strength of schedule coming up. Like, he's the only wide receiver you'd want from that Ravens team, and they have that. You said it yourself. They have a soft playoff schedule.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just, he hasn't done anything since week one.
Yeah, but you would expect you'd be expecting it to happen a bit more.
I played him most weeks, and he's been grand.
I would take Zay there.
Give me the running back. It's with you two. Then you got two votes to one, but I would be Ford personally.
See, it's just with Ford for me. Like, Hunt is like, when Hunt first came in, he wasn't playing, and Ford cleaned up. Now it's gone to like basically 50-50. The Ford's production has been extremely drawn back. Like he hasn't gotten over 20 points since Kareem Hunt has snapped over. Once Kareem Hunt gets about 10 carries, that's it. Ford doesn't get over 20 points. Like, struggled for over 15 at that point.
Keep the trade questions coming in anyway. We only have 2 more matchups to get through, so we'll try and get as many of them answered as we can before the end. Then we have Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb. This game, like we said, could be over quickly, but you're not going to bench either of these boys, are you?
No, you're praying that they're the ones who end it quickly and end the first half with 30 points.
That it's not 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson as well. Like, you're not going to bench him. I know it's going to be a scary prospect, but you're not going to bench him.
I don't think he comes out anyway. I reckon they keep him in. Schoolmaker gets his snaps. Hendershot, haven't seen any of him really. He might be injured, I'm sure. But I think the tight ends are safe to play with Dallas anyway. I'd be more worried about playing CD than I would be about him if it does end up blowing out or Tony Pollard. Brandon Cooks might be another sneaky play here. Like,
thank God I'm not playing against the Dallas Cowboys defense anywhere this week. Mother of God. You just have to give up. Like, you're playing 2 quarterbacks. Like,
yeah, they're probably like, they could finish the game with like a record amount of team sacks in this game. Like,
do you ever notice sometimes though you think you pick up a defense to like play against an unknown quarterback? You think, oh, this is savage. They're going to absolutely mill him, and then nothing really happens in the game. It's so disappointing.
Yeah, but the Giants' offensive line has been atrocious this year as well. Like, so, like, if it happens, I'll be absolutely astonished. Like, I just can't see it happening any other way than the Cowboys get at least a minimum of 2 picks and at least 6 sacks.
Unless they just don't throw it, maybe they run every play.
Yeah, but Saquon's going to eventually come off the pitch injured because he's not exactly the most sturdiest of men. He's going to get hit that many times. He's going to be carted off the field. Like,
the Commanders at the Seahawks. Sam Howell sneaky play this week?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even sneaky at this stage. He's been quite good, in fairness to Howell. QB6 on the year.
Yeah.
And he's still only rostered by 62% of teams and started by 37%.
Yeah, it's just not a. It's just
not a sexy play.
Yeah, you just don't feel nice.
Yeah, feel dirty playing him.
Yeah. I did it 1 week in fairness, and he got me like 37 points, so I was happy with it. Like,
Yeah, I can't do it because I have McLaren and Logan Thomas, so I cannot go down that route of having the quarterback of the Commanders as well.
That's a lot of manies.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right being a Cowboys fan either. Like, it just kind of hurts my soul a little bit.
Gino, no one's playing Gino, so we can move off of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Walker, are you going to go back to the well after the bad week?
Yeah, I think you do with Kenny Walker.
Yeah.
I think he's been too good to you all year to just move off him after that week.
Yeah.
He's been slowing up a lot recently, but at the same time, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah, I think I made my Charbonnet call earlier in the year, a little bit too early in the year. His snap count went up and up and up, and then it dropped off a cliff, and now it's coming back up and up and up again. So I might have had to shout a little bit too early in the year.
Maybe put Charbonnet on a bench just to see how it goes.
Yeah, you definitely want him rostered. He should be rostered everywhere at this point.
He's not rostered in our league as he is, yeah. Dicey has him.
He's been rostered since day one.
Brian Robinson, we were speaking about him earlier. He's a straight up play. He's been very, very good.
Yeah, it's like they haven't caught up really on his projected points either. I know he's at 2 weeks at around 8 points, but like he was doing really well. Like he's number 9 running back for the year. Is that just the state of the running backs for the year, though?
I think it is, to be honest. Yeah,
yeah, it's been a bad year for the running backs.
Bad year, yeah.
Terry McLaurin, he's been kind of surviving in your wide receiver 2 flex range. You happy enough to keep playing him? Seattle's defense not great.
Yeah, he hasn't killed you in a few weeks now. He wasn't great this week, but like he's due a touchdown again now. Like you be expecting 70 yards and a touchdown maybe out of McLaurin this week.
And then Dotson is becoming stronger and stronger each week. But are you rolling him again this week?
I think against the Seahawks, man, you kind of do. You just stick with it now, don't you? With Dotson, like
wide receiver 7 and 9.
Yeah, I think you throw him in at the flex, wide receiver 2, maybe. See, depending on what way you're lining up, but I think you just stick with him, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
In this matchup, Jamie, would you go Dotson or Tyler Lockett?
Probably Dotson, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I would too. Even though the Commanders, you could clearly see a drop off in the defense with Sweat and Chase Young gone. So yeah. that is a bit of a worry. They really struggled to put pressure on the QB this week. So that is going to cause their offense some problems because they're not going to be getting the ball back as often. Time possession is probably going to skew against them a lot as well.
I feel like Smith and Jigba is going to take over from Lockett this week. I think Lockett could be gone.
Yeah, I don't hate the call. You were kind of expecting before the year was out that Smith and Jigba was going to get a larger piece of the offense there, weren't you? When they drafted him.
Yeah.
It
was going to happen eventually, and then Logan Thomas, just play him if you're stuck at tight end.
Yeah. Oh, I have it. Don't worry.
How is there still 2 more matchups? Jesus. Jets at Raiders is going to be fast anyway.
Yeah.
See, we always have to talk about the Jets as well because we have to ask the same question every week. Do you want to play Garrett Wilson and do you want to play Breece Hall?
I think I've been out on Wilson for a while. He came back in before the bye. I don't know. It's like Zach Wilson is just awful. And the Raiders have been bad, though. So you probably can go Garrett Wilson this week. But I just don't love it. It feels like a Sam Howell play. It feels dirty.
Wilson's fine. But the problem with Wilson is he's a flex now. And you did not draft him to be a flex.
Yeah.
So that's the only... Like, if you picked some random guy off and he's getting the same volume as Wilson and you're flexing him, you're happy. It's just where you drafted Wilson. That's why you're upset. Breece Hall doing really well. I think he's gonna be fine for the rest of the year. Like,
I would trade Mixon and Thielen for Jacobs and Higgins. I would prefer to have the Jacobs and Higgins side than the Mixon and Thielen side personally.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I
That's
think
not-
I just for the wide receiver one aspect, and he's clearly the one there. Because Higgins, if Jamar Chase is firing, Higgins can be lax. Like Jacobs hasn't lit it up for me this year. I think I go Mixon and Thielen, man.
Jamie, deciding vote.
I don't know. I'd probably go Jacobs, just for Jacobs. Really, I'd probably go Jacobs and Higgins. But very close. Like,
Yeah, I don't hate either side of that. I don't think there's a clear winner and loser in that. But it's I don't know what it is. It's just swayed by the wide receiver one aspect of Thielen. I think that's what's tipped me to that side.
Will you trade Hopkins and Brian Robinson for Monty in PPR? That's tough,
Yeah.
man.
I probably would.
What side do you prefer, Shane? You prefer Monty?
Yeah, I probably would go with the Monty. The Hopkins has burned me a few times this year, but as much as I think he's going to get better and better and better, Monty's been flat out unstoppable when he's been playing. So, like, the lack of unbelievably good running backs this year, like, if you're sitting in the top three of running backs, they've been exceptional this year. And they've been a mile above the rest, a good cut above the rest. So I think I take that. I think I go for Monty with that. Yeah,
probably worth the punt.
Yes.
I think Gibbs will be a bit more involved. I don't think they're going to drop him off now completely, especially since he was so good the last few weeks without him. But I think you're probably happy enough to give up Hopkins and Robinson for the shot at Montgomery. Like.
Yeah, like the sickening thing is, if you do give up Hopkins and he does keep connect, like I don't think he's going to have 150 or 130 yards and 3 touchdowns every game the way he had with Levis. But if he does even emulate that production by getting more touchdowns and hitting 100 yards every week, you're going to be sick, like, for giving him up. But
yeah,
I think I just take the running back just because the amount of injuries that have been there this year. It's hard to get a top-notch running back, and Monty's been that this year.
Yep.
Looking forward at the wide receiver playoff schedule as well for Hopkins. They play Houston, which is the 3rd best against wide receivers, Seattle, which is 23rd, and then Houston again. So obviously Houston, people don't pass on them, they just run on them.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry's there, so that's like...
So if you're looking at playoffs, Hopkins not a great shout.
But Derrick Henry is a fantastic one. That's what we're saying.
Do you guys like Mike Evans or Ayuk more?
Ayuk.
I have someone that's willing to buy Adams. I prefer Ayuk as well, personally.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Ayuk all day. Yeah.
San Francisco also has the best wide receiver schedule for the next 7 weeks.
Yeah, take Ayuk all day long.
Mike Evans has been very good, in fairness to him, though.
Oh, he has, yeah, man. Fantastic. For a guy who was dropped all the way to, what was it, the 7th round, I think, in our league, he got picked up this year. So, like...
Yes, we're on there.
And it was the back of the 7th round as well. Like, he easily could have fell to the 8th. So, fantastic value out of Mike Evans this year.
Just on this Raiders game here against the Jets, like, Jacobs is a play. It's like Devontae Adams is the only real question mark. Maybe Myers. I think you're just going to play Myers, though, aren't you? Because he's on.
No, I dropped him out with Aidan O'Connell coming in. The last time Aidan O'Connell played, his production fell off a cliff, and I can see it happening again.
This
like,
week. 12.5 points this week. What did he get? It was 5 targets for 2 receptions. That's not very good, is it?
No. So like you're especially playing against the Jets defense as well. The Jets defense has been kind of a little bit decent, like, so. I don't know if I fancy it too much. I think Josh Jacobs could have a big week, but the wide receivers I'd be a little bit out on.
Yeah, I think so.
George, that's a good trade there. I might be able to pull out Jones, Adams, and Dubes for Ayuk and ETN.
Yeah, I'd snap the hand off you for that. Yeah, that's a fantastic trade if you can pull that off.
Fair play, lad. Let's get on to this last game of the week. The Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. So this could be a get-right game for the Bills.
Yeah, just Do you ever just feel with the Broncos that it's the good teams that they're nearly beaten? Like they're just able to pull out wins against these teams that they should have no chance against.
And the Bills are on the opposite. The Bills struggle against teams they should beat.
Yeah, like I just have a funny feeling this is going to be closer than what we think it is. It's going to be like Monday night. Bills, no point in even staying up that late over here to watch it. I'll just catch the highlights tomorrow. It's going to be like an absolute world beater of a game.
Yeah, could be. I think the Bills are home, so they should blow them out. But the Bills have just been so inconsistent.
So this is a trade. Would you guys trade CMC and Ridley for Eckler and Bijan?
You need to put on your big boy pants there now for doing something like that. Jesus. I don't think I could go down. What were you going to say? No, you go.
For me, Ridley isn't really even a factor in this. This is basically CMC for Eckler and Bijan.
Yeah, but I don't have I would do a lot of trades just for shits and giggles, but I am not watching another team have CMC and absolutely destroy me some week I have to play against CMC. Not happening.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I've been CMC'd once this year already. I don't intend on happening again if I ended up with him.
Well, let's break it down quickly. So, would we go playoff schedule, or would you want to do the 7 weeks?
Look, I have no doubt that over the course of the season, Eckler and Bijan are probably scoring you more points than CMC is. In total, they'll probably total more than CMC. The problem is on the week where Bijan gets benched for no random reason and Eckler just has a down week and CMC gets 46 points by himself, you're going to want to shoot yourself.
See, the extra layer to this trade is, so for the playoff weeks, the best running back teams to have are the Chargers and the Falcons. The Chargers play Vegas, who are 29th against the running back, Buffalo 18th, and Denver 32nd. The Falcons play Carolina 31st, Indianapolis 28th, and Chicago 25th.
Yeah, I'm just seeing there Clutchbox has come back in and he said he's 3-6 as well at the minute. So I think for the fact you're 3-6 with CMC, pull the fucking trigger and take it. I wouldn't do it myself because I would not have the balls to just watch someone else get the points. But I think it makes more fantasy sense to take the points on offer from it because you're probably going to be getting in around the 40-point mark from Eckler and Bijan every week. CMC doesn't always get 40 points, just like 70% of the time.
That's a super interesting trade, though.
Oh, it's class. I love it.
You need your big boy pants on for that thing.
Oh, fantastically big.
Yeah, that's
like
tough.
That. I like that Clutchbox. Come back and tell us that's going on.
Yeah. Seriously, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching CMC and Eckler and Bijan now for the next couple of weeks, seeing what the story is with the points.
Kyler Murray this week against the Falcons or Jared Goff against the Chargers?
Jared Goff.
Yeah, probably shoot with Jared Goff. I'm not going to commit to Kyler Murray just yet.
If you want to take a chance, John, go with Kyler Murray. But if you wanted a bit of consistency, go Goff.
Upside is definitely higher with Kyler. It's just you don't know. Like he's going to have to knock off that bit of rust coming back from that long of an injury out. Like I know you could say, oh, he's throwing 60-yard spirals in practice, but like game time speed is a big difference to when you know you can stand back in there and they're not the boys in training aren't going to come up and slap you like.
Yeah, I'm the Cardinals fan. I have Kyler Murray, and even I'd still lean Goff in that situation.
I wouldn't blame you.
Thanks for the suggestions. The last game. Sorry, guys, we're coming to a close. It's been a good trade session, though.
I've got loads. I have plenty of ideas. I just going to go to bed now after this. I'm going to start doing trades like a madman.
looking at every trade schedule, every trade player schedule going like. The Denver Broncos side, I don't want to play anyone on the Denver Broncos side. I suppose, like, are you forced into Judy or something? Maybe.
You can probably get away with playing one of the two of them, but you're not mad about it. I'd stick with Sutton more than Judy. I know Judy had that week before the bye week, but Jerry Judy's ass. Like, let's be real about it. Steve Smith Jr. said it himself. Don't trade for Jerry Judy. He's ass.
Yeah, you play Sutton. You probably play Javante Williams.
Yeah, he had a big week before the bye.
Clutchbox just gave us a here we go. Hey! Nice one.
I still can't get over that trade. I'm still
It's fantastic. Like,
Love it.
I just think I think our league doesn't have that in it. Like, the CFC owner never going to give him up. Like,
the
just never do it, like.
fear of that trade is
To size your balls, that.
Yeah. Well, I think 3-6. I think it's definitely the right call. Ridley's been terrible. CMC clearly isn't enough to get it done by himself on your team. So Eckler and Bijan, like, surely that duo is enough to start pushing you up the rankings there, getting a few more wins under the belt.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more you should do that trade. Like,
yeah, you're trading in a superstar stud game winner by himself. Clearly couldn't get it done. Surely two superstars who are big time players can get you over the line. Like,
yeah, I don't think I'd be able to give up Eckler and Bijan even for CMC.
It's a lot. Like, how did you even end up with the two of them on your team? Like, because Eckler is a first round pick and Bijan is a first round pick. How did that guy have the two of those guys on his team?
The Bills side, Josh Allen, Cook. Jamie, you're the Cook owner. What do you think? You worried?
Yeah. I think it's a guy you need to start trading away at this point. He's it's just not happening. Like, it's not happening.
You had your fun, Jamie. You got a few weeks out of him, and you talked a big game with him, but he's
like him.
It's also the Bills' backfield. Like, they haven't been known since Josh Allen has been there for running backs.
It's not him. It's the Bills.
Yeah, he showed he has the talent. Like. Huh?
Is Leonard Fournette off the practice squad yet?
No, I don't think so. They just picked him up just to piss off Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray walked in and just gave out. They were like, "Yeah, no, we're scared now. We're not going to place him on the team."
Gabe Davis has a special place in hell reserved.
Yeah, that man is nothing but cunt.
Yeah, but we know this. Like, this is nothing new. Like, he does this all the time.
This is why
we said every week not to pick him up.
Yeah, it's like, if you're a Gabe Davis owner, you hate him. Like, you just hate him. I have never been that Gabe Davis owner, so I don't hate him. It doesn't bother me.
Clutchbox also agrees. Gabe Davis.
Yeah. He is, man. He's just terrible.
On our side, so he knows.
Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Gabe Davis, last call for any questions. I don't want to cut them quickly, but Gabe Davis almost made me hate my life this season, because I had him all of last season and I believed. So this season, purposely not going to buy in. Don't care how cheap he is in the draft, not buying him. And then he started good. And I was like, is he going to make me pay? And no, he turned around now and he's not making me pay. He's making himself look a fool.
Well, I really think he looks a fool. Like, you get paid millions to run around and play football.
Is he playing football though?
Oh, well, I gladly take Gabe Davis's job, man. You think I look a fool? Couldn't bother me. Sit back and count my millions.
What's your opinion on putting Taysom Hill in a flex instead of Calvin Ridley or Jahan Dotson? Tight end is Laporta.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, fucking go for it.
To be honest, to me, like, Taysom Hill's going in the tight end. You're basically playing Laporta over Jahan Dotson or Calvin Ridley, though. Would you prefer to play Laporta over Jahan Dotson this week?
Well, chat.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Jamie straight up would, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a question.
Oh, bother.
think I'm probably the highest on Dotson then, because I think I'd lean Dotson in that situation. But
Yeah, but I also think you picked up Dotson and you're trying to convince yourself that it was a good move.
I haven't picked him up yet. He is on my waiver claim. I am attempting to pick him up and talk myself into it.
I think I'm still number one on it. I might just pick up Dotson just to piss you off.
I don't think I'll be that upset. 8-man PPR, 2 flex, Burrow, Eckler, Mixon, Chase, Waddle, Kelsey, Flowers, Deontay Johnson, bench, Fields,
Rice.
Who's,
Rashee
Rice. Sorry,
Yeah.
I completely misread that. Sorry. I was like Fields Rice. I was like, what's going on here? Fields, Rashee Rice, Michael Thomas, Javonte Williams, Christian Watson, or Kincaid. I assume that's Javonte Williams, not Jamal or Jameson.
Yeah, go with that.
So what? 2 flexes out of this.
No, the question.
No. Yeah, the question's below. you.
Question. Should I trade Kelsey and Flowers for DK and Cup and just start Kincaid? Ooh.
I
No.
would not like to.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like to either. I know Kelsey hasn't been amazing the last couple of weeks, but Kelsey's a difference maker at the position. And it's
Surely
8-man
get
PPR.
Sure to get something better than Cup.
Yeah, it's like 8-man PPR as well, so you want the best tight end because there's only like 2.
Yeah, it gives you a big advantage in small leagues.
Yeah, stick with Kelsey in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also, do you think Devontae Adams is gonna ever bounce back again? This is like everyone's so worried about Devontae Adams, aren't they?
Yeah, man. I might even stick in a trade for
fair.
Devontae Adams after this. Give him Myers. Devontae will be fine. It's just when the Raiders get a quarterback. Like, it's probably not going to happen this year. Hopefully it does. Again, he complained about his target share, so the new head coach might just force feed the ball to Devontae. Might catch 6 out of 17 targets. So he could be
Jamie's
okay.
smiling at his phone. Did you get a reply for your Jalen Warren trade?
No, I didn't. I'm just going to go for Devontae Adams.
Bastard. Last question. Is Kyler Murray or Trevor Lawrence? Since my Tua is by, I go Kyler Murray there in that situation. Kyler or Trevor this week?
Yeah. Who's the Jags playing again?
Good question. I just automatically went for it. The Jags are earlier on in the slate, aren't they? I don't remember talking about them, so they must have been early. So don't rush to it either, you guys.
Jags are playing the San Francisco 49ers this week.
Oh, it's Kyler. Straight up Kyler.
Yeah, Kyler there.
Kyler, yeah.
Got offered Diggs and Mixon for Lamb and Bijan. Should I take it?
No.
Diggs and Mixon.
God, no.
I want the Lamb and Bijan side.
Yeah. Do not take Diggs and Mixon for Lamb and Bijan.
Sounds
Keep
like a
Lamb
bad
and
Indian
Bijan.
this. Lamb and Bijan.
Sounds like a dinner.
Someone's having lamb and mustard around the world, surely.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Kelsey and Chase for Tyreek Hill, Cup, and DK. Nah, just stick with Kelsey and Chase there.
Yeah.
I Kelsey's value just because he's the definite one in his position that other tight ends just can't match his production. You're losing so much by getting rid of him. Like, even if he is 20 points or 18 points a week and you can get a guy like Tyreek Hill who's going to score you, could get you 30, 40, it's just not worth it with the position value.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie, any last thoughts?
Nah, I think you're right there.
Jamie, ever enthusiastic at the end of the show.
His trade clearly got declined.
No, it didn't. Not yet. I have a backup.
Thanks everyone for listening tonight and watching the stream. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and Twitter and TikTok at IF Punts.
X.
Say goodbye, guys.
It's X.
Doesn't matter. Good night, guys.
Good night.